Alright, so welcome back once again to Torpedoes and Tarantulas, where tonight I have another cigar review. This is another one that I got from a local B&M several weeks ago, and I've been waiting to get well enough for my cold to be able to smoke it. Now, I've had these before. I may or may not have already done a review on these. I don't remember, so I'm going to do a review on them tonight. This cigar is made by one of my favorite blenders, and some of you are probably very familiar with them, My Father's Cigars. The patriarch, founder, and master blender Jaime Pepin Garcia has made some phenomenal cigars, some of the world's best and highest ranked cigars, a lot of 90 plus ratings and a few number ones, this being one of them. This is the Flor de las Antillas. This cigar right here was number one cigar of 2012 by Cigar Aficionado. This particular one is a robusto. It is a 5x50 stick. I was on their website, and they had a pretty good write-up on this cigar. I jotted some of it down because I thought the history behind it was kind of interesting. I thought maybe some of you would enjoy it, so please bear with me as I read some of this. Cuba is the largest of the Greater Antilles Islands. Because of its beauty, it has earned the name Flor de las Antillas. In its honor, the Garcia family has decided to put that name on this amazing and unique creation, combining a great cigar with a design that includes accents from the original art created in the early 1900s. This exquisite design featured in the box and on the band is an original art piece drawn by Pepin's nephew. Keeping the look and feel of the 1900s, he designed a detailed piece that focuses on two women working in the field. Contrary to the typical bright colors used by most companies, he decided to make this a standout by using more pastel colors and lighter shades that altogether brings you the class and culture of the era. It is a 3/4 to full-bodied cigar, box-pressed, as you can see, of a sun-grown wrapper. Nice, beautiful chocolate brown sun-grown wrapper. As you can see there, a very beautiful cigar. This sun-grown wrapper is harvested in Las Marias Farm, located in the region of Namanji in Esteli, Nicaragua. The cigar is blended with several Cuban tobacco seeds, making it smooth and creamy. As I mentioned, this is a sun-grown wrapper grown in Nicaragua. This is a Nicaraguan puro, by the way, meaning it's all Nicaraguan. The wrapper, the binder, the fillers are all Nicaraguan. You can see the beautiful design on this cigar, and then the footband, which we will quickly remove. I think I've talked all I can about this cigar and bored you enough, so let's go ahead and toast it and let you know what we've got. But before that, what we've got to do is sniff this thing and see what we can get off of it. A lot of barnyard, just that kind of general barnyard smell, with maybe a slight little baking spice on the wrapper there. So on the foot we have a real earthiness. There's some cocoa there, and maybe a little bit of hay. It's really nice. So all that being said, we're going to get this thing toasted up. Before I do that, I just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out, you could say, to a subscriber of mine who watched my last cigar review video, and he saw that I noticed that I said that I prefer a natural flame. He told me use a wooden match. He said, I was told by an old man when I was 14 or 15 that if you don't use a wooden match, that cigar is ruined. And it reminded me that I had some cedar spills that I bought a long time back. And these guys are the way to go if you want a natural flame to light your cigars. I don't remember where I got these. I think I got them off of Amazon. It was a box of 50 of them. And if you don't know how these work, guys, this is basically how they work. First of all, they're made by Spanish cedar, same thing that lines your humidor. You always want to turn them with the tip down, right? And then you just give them a light. And then you hold it at about a 45-degree angle, and you toast your cigar, which takes a little bit, but it's a lot better than overheating or burning the shit out of your cigar. And then once you've got it good and toasted, you just take a few pulls, and get her lit. And then to let it go out, you just hold it upright until the flame dies down and goes out, just like that. And of course I let it go out before I was done, so we're going to use a natural flame to finish it off, because as you can see, it's not completely lit. But it is now. So I don't use those all the time, but it's a really nice natural way to light a cigar. That way you're not tasting sulfur from a wooden match or, butane from a lighter. It's just a really nice way, and I think the cedar kind of imparts a little bit of flavor into the first few draws of the cigar. So right away, there's plenty of spice tingle on this cigar, which I'm sure will die down. And quite a bit of a woodiness that's really nice. And maybe just a slight little underlying cocoa. Okay, I'm going to get on into this thing a little ways, let it warm up, and see what kind of flavors we get. Alright, so here we are well into the first third of this My Father Flor de las Antillas. You can see it's burning a little unevenly right there, but I have a feeling it's going to correct itself. Nice, beautiful tied ash, wonderful construction. Draw is perfect on this cigar, and so far it's very enjoyable. It's smooth. It's a medium to full-bodied cigar, full-flavored. Really no strength to speak of. Flavor-wise, on the initial draw, there's a bit of a sweetness that is kind of like a hay banana kind of thing. Not that it tastes like hay and banana. That's just the closest thing that I can come to describing it. That quickly turns into a cedar, which is basically the core flavor of this cigar. And then that carries through to the finish, and then the finish is just kind of a general toasty tobacco. And as I'm speaking, this thing's already correcting itself. Now, there was a little bit of a cocoa and a few draws there at the beginning. That wasn't like that stuff you mix with hot water and marshmallows and drink. That stuff is sweet. This was not a sweet. It's like a dry cocoa, but it has quickly faded away. That pepper and spice tingle has faded out. There's no more of that. There's a couple of things I forgot to mention. This cigar garnered a 96 rating in 2012 when it won #1 Cigar of the Year. And #2, I forgot to mention my subscriber who suggested lighting with a match and reminded me that I had these cedar spills. So, Anthony Johansson, that lighting was for you, and thanks for reminding me I had those matches, bud. I'm going to go ahead and get into this thing a little bit more and see if we get any changes. Okay, so here we are back again at the band point. You can see it still burning nicely. The draw is still beautiful. Band comes right off. And another one to add to my collection. Some gorgeous artwork. Not really many changes as far as flavor-wise goes. It's a lot of that initial flavors that I described, that kind of hay banana sweetness on the draw that quickly develops into a cedar. And that's mainly what all I'm getting. And not that that's a bad thing. It's very enjoyable. I mean, I like those flavors. They're very enjoyable. So, I mean, it's been really nice. We're at about the halfway point, so we still have a little ways to go. I don't expect any transitions, but that doesn't mean that we won't get any. So far, I'm enjoying this cigar, so I'm going to get a little further into it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. And as soon as I start the video, the second ash drops. Here we are, guys, well into the final third of this cigar. The damn ash dropped on me. That was only the second ash. So this cigar would be what I affectionately refer to as a two-asher, meaning you only have to ash the darn thing twice. That's if you know how to properly ash a cigar. Allow me to explain. In the cigar world, it is common knowledge that you let the ash stay as long as you can because it insulates the cherry, because you don't want the cherry to overheat. If you've seen some of my review videos before, I preach the whole do not overheat your cherry because it ruins the flavors of the tobacco thing. So you typically want to let your cherry or your ash hold on as long as you can. Sometimes it will drop and make a mess, which I will clean up, but it insulates the cherry and just continues the enjoyable flavors of the cigar. I've watched some people that just are like, they're obviously former smokers or former smokers of like cigarettes or left-handed cigarettes, which I know nothing about, by the way, that you have to constantly ash. Well, it's complete opposite with a cigar. You don't want to do that. All that being said, not really any changes to this cigar except for it's just the flavors have kind of intensified. Some of that cocoa returned for a little while, but again, it's gone. It's just those basic flavors that I have been describing. It's been a very enjoyable cigar. The performance, draw, and everything has not changed at all. The only change that I've had so far is there's been a slight strength kick up. If you're an experienced cigar smoker, then it's nothing horrible. It doesn't really hit you in the stomach. It doesn't make your head swim. It's just the slightest little buzz, which, let's be honest, excuse me, for a lot of us, that's why we smoke cigars. But this has been a very enjoyable stick. I would call it a number one cigar. 96, maybe. Okay, so for my final opinion on this thing, I really enjoyed it. Very smooth. Again, it was a medium to full body, full flavored, and then a slight little bit of strength there at the end. Would I buy this cigar at a B&M? Yes. Would I go online and buy a 5-pack of these? Most definitely. Would I buy a box of these? Of course I would, if I could afford them. So, that's been my opinion on this cigar. Oh, by the way, Tennessee, yeah, you're right, buddy. This is relaxing and enjoyable, so maybe you should think about ditching those cigarettes and take up cigars. Hey, that's all I got for this cigar, guys. For the rest of you, I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done that. Smoke them if you got them, and if you don't got them, get them. Guys, I've got 2 packages coming in tomorrow and 1 package going out. I'm going to make videos on all 3, so be looking for those. They aren't cigar review videos. They're arachnid videos, so be looking for those. I hope you enjoy my videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great night. God bless all of you.